Good afternoon, traders. It is Friday, February 13th, 2015, and the U.S. stock market is closed. Well, on the day before Valentine's Day, the market really stepped out today. Actually, the S&P 500 closed at record highs today. However, the Dow is just within spitting distance of record high, but it actually is not on a record high on the close today. But as I say, it's just very, very close. And this is the first close above 18,000 that we've had in weeks. You know, and this looks very, very nice. You can see we're decidedly through the red line. There's no question about it. The problem is, it's not a problem. I would have liked to have seen this thing either really go up and take out those record highs very decisively or go back down. It did neither today. It really just drifted sideways, albeit sideways above 18,000. And I am looking at this chart and I do not really know what to say about where this thing is going to go. I don't know. Again, I am oftentimes wrong on this, but I don't see how it's going to go higher from here. It's not really strong at this point. The Dow actually gained 46 points, which isn't too bad, but it still wasn't a very strong market. We did not have a great day today, but we did make money. But it was still frustrating for me, and I'll explain that in just a second. We closed out positive at $1,200 and closed out trades today, and we're carrying almost $2,000 in open trade equity over the weekend. Now we made money, so I guess I shouldn't complain. But the difficulty that we had and the frustration for me is that we had about $5,000 in open trade yesterday. We came in, and for a brief period of time, shortly after the open, our open trade equity on that $5,000 had jumped to just above $12,000. So it looked really good. And I'm going to tell you, that $12,000 just evaporated like you wouldn't believe. And as I say, by the time we got out 45 minutes later, that $12,000 was down to about $1,200. So, and this is why this Dow Jones Industrial Average is not showing any real weakness at all on the open. In fact, it's going higher. So what we're having here is what bedevils us when we see this thing up here close to these records highs, is we have toppy markets. We have markets we get into and they just can't hold. And I'll give you an example of that right here. This actually was the trade that we made most money on today. This is DL China Education Online Holdings, and this, we had bought this yesterday. It had just really exploded, and then this morning it just really took off. And when we were up here in this area, which is normally where we would get out, we were up about $7,000 plus with this. But we didn't get out of it because we had basically another buy signals in this, so we stay with it, but then it comes back down, and we had to get out here. And we still made $4,000 when we got out here, but hey, we had seen our equity in just this one single stock go from positive over $7,000 to just $4,000. And we saw this pattern repeated in several of the positions that we had. EMES was another one that did about the same thing. And as a result, you know, I sat here and in 40 minutes watched our equity shrink from positive $12,000 to positive $1,200. So that made this a frustrating day for Trader Bob, in spite of the fact that the S&P 500 set a record high today. I'll show you a couple of more decent trades. You know, these weren't too bad. This is TripAdvisor's, and this has got to go down to one of the scariest trades we had. This huge gap we bought yesterday, we got into, it went up, it pulled back a little, and we basically got out here about where it had closed yesterday, but we did make $2,000 out of TripAdvisor's in spite of this huge gap. But of course, again, this was a stock that's kind of went up after we got out, so that didn't feel real good either. And finally, I'll show you this one we're still in, and this looks really good. This is Sears Holding Company, SHLD. We bought this in the second hour, and it just kept going. Very, very nice, and we are holding about $2,000 in open trade equity in Sears Holding. So on balance, hey, we made money. I don't know why I'm complaining, but these markets look awful toppy to me right now. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. This is Trader Bob signing off. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.